Boys and girls, after almost 5 or 6 weeks away from YouTube, we're back. Alright boys and girls, welcome back. Like I said, it's been a hot sec since I've made a YouTube video. And I guess you're probably wondering, or maybe you didn't even notice, but where have I been? Well, I work in digital marketing, if you didn't know that. I actually just left my job and I'll be starting a new one soon, which is very exciting, but I work in digital marketing, and if you can imagine, fourth quarter, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that good stuff is pretty hectic for us. So that took up a lot of my time, and then through December, trying to figure out this new job situation, all that fun stuff, and we can go into more detail eventually. But basically, I just had a bunch of other life priorities. If you didn't know, I'm also a dad. So taking care of my son is obviously a little bit more important than YouTube, and yeah, just one thing on top of another, and here we are 5-6 weeks later. I think this is the longest time it's been, but for me, between posting videos since maybe my sophomore or junior year of college, so 4 years ago. So if you've been with me that long, I apologize for the extended break, and if you didn't know I was gone, well, I'm back, and the SQ5 is still here. No plows this winter so far, knock on wood. But here we are. So I figured I'd answer a few questions and also talk about the direction that I want to take the channel in 2020. I guess I might as well talk about that first. I've really been toying with the idea of buying a second car. And the reason behind that being, it's kind of hard to make content on just one car. You know, obviously the SQ5, without taking it crazy far. Now, without giving too much away, it's kind of obvious. We're going to go dual pulley on the SQ5 in the spring, and actually maybe in the next few weeks. And we also have some goodies from JHM and that kind of stuff going on. So it's definitely, we're doing it anyway. It's going to happen. But it's kind of hard to not take it really far when you only have one car. So my goal is to find some sort of second car that I can buy, modify, and then eventually sell. Maybe like the SQ5 is definitely a long-term car because it makes sense for my family, which will be another video. But find a car that I can maybe keep for 6 months to a year and do modifications on, and obviously work with brands to promote their products, and then sell the car, get something else, but still have those videos generating revenue for me. I'm starting to look at YouTube as a potential to generate revenue, and starting to kind of figure out how I can make the most out of the videos and the cars that I have. So just being open and transparent, nothing's really going to change for you guys. I'm just kind of, you know, trying to see if maybe I simplify, or if I diversify into 2 markets at once versus just being in the SQ5 market. If, you know, maybe I'll get double the views, maybe the channel will grow twice as fast, something like that, which ultimately ends up providing more revenue to me, and the hope would be eventually it provides enough revenue that I could have 20 cars like Adam LZ. But right now it's not the case, and that's perfectly okay. YouTube is still for fun for me, and I worry if I did do it purely for revenue, it wouldn't be as fun. You gotta really maximize the opportunities that are given to you. So that's been on my mind. So if you have any suggestions on what I should get for a project car under, like, I don't know, 10 grand, let me know below. I've been thinking about Jetta Sport Wagon, but Sport Wagons aren't like that cool. They're kind of cool. They're pretty cool. But maybe just not quite my style. I've been thinking Mark 6 GTI, but you have to get a really high mileage one for under 10 grand, and I'm not sure if I want to deal with that. B6 S4, but I don't want to copy Jeff Audi Attic too much. So we'll see. B5 S4, everybody suggested a B5 S4. I have thought about it. It would make a lot of YouTube videos because it would break all the time, but I kind of want a car that's reliable too. So with that said, definitely looking to diversify this year. Look for a second car on the channel at some point. The other thing is, we talked about Mark II GTIs a lot, and that accident last winter combined with being a dad really put in perspective for me kind of the fact that safety is a priority, and I do need something that's relatively safe. So something like a Mark II GTI, while it would be cool, like a Mark I Caddy, we've talked about that on the channel. It's something that I've definitely explored, but it just doesn't make sense for me right now in life unless we found a way to make them really safe, but I don't think that's going to happen. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as the future of the channel this year, goals for the channel this year. Couple questions for or from Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, by the way, it's IgnitionTube YT. I post there much more often than I do on YouTube. YouTube's usually about once a week. Instagram's 3 or 4 times a week. If you want to see more pictures of the SQ5, they'll be up there. From T.O. Grib, are you into off-roading at all? No. But I could be. The idea of building like an off-road Tacoma has crossed my mind, but my buddy Chris already has one of those, so would I just be copying him? I don't know. How much do you have invested so far in upgrades? I really try not to add that up. I am lucky that a lot of my parts do either come discounted or at some sort of sponsored price, but even then, I try not to add those numbers up just because it makes me feel bad. Johnny834 says, snow fun. I really liked the S4 in snow last year. Yeah, that plow truck did too. The SQ5 right now, I can only turn the traction control into off-road mode, and I've looked on the forums and stuff like that. Nobody seems to know how to actually shut off the stability control in this car. So I don't know if we'll be having any snow fun this year. Can we get an ownership experience update on the SQ5 from SFI Shooter? Yes, that will be a separate video though. From Pink Star Jess, how old are you? I'm 24, I'll be 25 in early February, so almost there. This is a great question. We're going through a tunnel here. From, sorry if I butchered this, Brendan Gutlieber, says, how much longer would I have kept the S4 if it wasn't for the wreck? I probably would have kept it through the summer and into the fall and sold it in the fall for an S6, I think. Just because I would have had a little bit more time to save up. I would have had a little bit more time to save up for S6 maintenance. So probably until this past fall of 2019, or maybe even winter, and then bought the S6 in spring 2020. Garrett Cook says something about the S4 you miss. I think I'm going to cover that in a separate video as well, comparing the S4 to the SQ5. Realistically, there's not much that I miss. I miss the 2-step launch control, but obviously the S4 didn't have that stock. We had to work our way up to that. I wish I had gotten to use that more. But besides that, SQ5 really checks all the boxes for me. I still have the crackle tune on, by the way. I actually just threw it on the other day. I don't know why I said still. It's pretty entertaining still. And then closing it out with Jorge, I think. Jorge's Liho. Between the S4 and the SQ5, which has better gas mileage? The S4, hands down. The SQ5 has better gear ratios for the highway with the 8-speed. It's only at like, I don't know, 1,800 RPMs at like 75 or 80. But the S4 with better gas mileage just because I think it had less weight to haul. I also, to be fair, I do a lot more city driving in the SQ5 than I did in the S4. But even on the long road trips, I was averaging like 23 in the SQ5, and even with the fuel pump in the S4, I wasn't seeing really much below 25 on the highway. I would even get up to 30 sometimes. It's pretty entertaining. I had that crackle tune off for a while just because I was concerned about my cats, but we may or may not be getting rid of those soon, which would be an emissions violation, so I would never do that. But if I were to, we would maybe do it soon, and then I would run the crackle tune more often. Alright, well that just about wraps it up for today. A little Q&A. Keep an eye out on my Instagram for future Q&A, things like this. Again, it's IgnitionTube YT. You can follow me there. And I will be back in the very near future. This stupid radar detector. Back in the very near future with many, many, many more videos. So hold me to it. Go comment on Instagram and tell me that I need to upload a video this week. Until then, thank you guys for watching. Go out there and spread some positivity, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Wait, just give me 1 second. I'll give you a couple downshifts and a little crackle action. Maybe I'll put the window down.